Welcome to my channel. Today's build is bathroom vanity. My parents came to me because theirs had water damage, and it's an awkward size and the way the granite was, so they asked me if I could do it, and I was up for the challenge, so I decided I'd do it. The only problem is we couldn't fit a full unit in there. We had to make it in sections. So here, this is how I did it. Just started off by cutting the sides to size, and I actually cut it down close to the size at Lowe's. They did the cuts for me. It was a lot easier than doing a full sheet in my garage. So, but I didn't want the exact measurements in case I needed to play around with it. So I made them, I believe, an inch or two, a little bit bigger on all sides, and I just brought them down to the actual measurement on my table saw. So I just basically cut down all the supports and everything that had to go across for the drawers, for the top and the back. Labeled everything. It's important to label because it's so easy to mix it up. It's all white. It all looks the same. So over here, I'm just those are the drawer sides or the drawer box measure. Just whatever you do, just label everything. It makes life a lot easier. So over here I did use the pocket hole system for that. This is the plate, the base plate for the kicker, and also the supports going across, and I used it quite a bit on this build. I couldn't do any holes or any mess on the outside. I had to look clean and finished. So over here I'm actually building the drawer insert, which goes in between the two sides, and this will house the drawer, and also it'll be a solid top for storage as well. You'll see it coming up. So this is the bottom part of it, and I'm just using screws just to hold it. No big deal in that. You won't see it. So over here I'm building the actual drawers, and not putting the top on because I want to put all the sliders, everything in before I do mount the top, and just make it a lot easier. And there was a mistake on here because originally I was supposed to use regular sliders, and my parents wanted the ones that close automatically, and that changed everything. Instead of 1 inch space, it was like half. And of course I didn't figure that out till after I built the drawer, so I had to modify it somehow. Later on you'll see. So here I'm setting up my router so I can make the 1/4 inch grooves for the bottom of the drawer on my new tabletop there. Works amazing. I'm really happy with it. I did end up dropping that plastic fence and breaking it, so maybe in my next video or upcoming videos I'll be duplicating that in wood. to recap, what I've done is the next day here. Called it a quits yesterday. I was a bit tired, but anyways, to recap, I made the base. This is the base that goes on the bottom. It's going to create my kick plate as well. This will go on top of this, like so. Okay. And if you can see this, this will give me my kick plate over here. I'll just adjust this. Okay. So this is adjusted here for the foot part. This is my drawer, which I'm making right now. And the reason I'm doing this, because it's going to be covered, and then it's going to be doors up top. And because I have to assemble this on site, my parents' place, so I'll be putting it all together here, and disassembling it and reassembling it there. So basically this is my base with the drawer in there already, and the drawer slides. Everything is going to be done before I put the top on, and then just basically putting the sides and squishing it together and putting the doors. So basically now the drawer is basically done. I just had to cut the bottom, use the 1/4 inch. Not really many heavy things are going in there. If it was like for the shop here, heavier stuff, I would have put the same size material on the bottom. But it wasn't. It worked out good. Okay, just a quick note. What I've done here is, okay, this is the drawer part, an inch space. So, sorry, this here an inch space for the sliders. So this is my drawer. Okay, now because I'm gonna have doors up here, I have to do a second thing here. So I'm gonna be putting a spacer, which I haven't cut yet. So it's gonna be, the spacer is gonna be like so. So you get the drawer face overlapping this part, and you get the doors overlapping this part, and I'll match that in the back to keep it level. Okay, now the space here on either side is when you're sliding this in, I don't want to be sliding it really tight and forcing it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting a couple of spacers here, and also in the back. Be a lot easier to do it that way. Alright, so I took it apart again. Just see, there's going to be a cover on here. There's going to be a section, and I put in the drawer, and it's not screwed in then, so it's just a self-closing drawer. And these are actually really simple to make. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer here. Okay, so if you can see here, I just had to notch this out because this has to go flush with the front. That was simple. And to take it out, you basically squeeze at the bottom, slide it right out, and that's it. So in the back, you have to put a couple little holes there, if you can see it. And this basically just sits in there and screws into the sides. When I originally did this, it was 1 inch spacers for the regular sliders. Because these are different, I didn't compensate for it, and I didn't want to go crazy, so I added some spacers here on the side to compensate for the size. And to put in, it's really easy. Just goes on top like like so. And basically you just push it in and it locks in place. That's it. Now we're going to be putting another spacer here. I took the other one out. And then there's going to be a solid piece of wood on top. And the reason the spacer here plus a solid, because this big front is going to overlap that. And then the door is going to overlap the second one. I'll show you after. And these are really nice because they actually tilt. There's a mechanism in the back that you can adjust. It's really good. They're really expensive. They're like $60 for those sliders, but they're really nice. So I just got the edge banding here and just taping up any exposed areas so you don't see any of the particle board. It's all nice and white and finished. Make sure you press it on good because the stuff you buy at Home Depot and Lowe's, they're not the greatest. So make sure you have it on there good. Take a little extra time, heat it up because if it starts peeling, it's just a pain. So basically I'm just going over with the edge trimmer with my router just to cut out any exposed material that's hanging over the sides, make it flush. Just measuring out where I'm going to put hinges for the doors and just going to drill them out. I usually go about 3 inches from the top, 3 inches from the bottom. I'm not sure if there's a rule on that, but that's what I use. Alright, so after making some last minute decisions, I almost had a panic attack. And the reason being is because from the top to the bottom here, the sink comes about here and then it has the clean out. And so I did the measurement. It's just gonna fit, just gonna make it. So and the reason it was, the drawer was supposed to be a little bit smaller, but I made it a little bit bigger so she can put her stuff in there a lot easier. And I made it a little bit higher, not thinking about that pipe, but it will fit. And the good thing about it is I made this whole section to come out, so if they ever have to move the pipe or anything, you can take this whole section out, so it's not a big deal. And they can work on that. So yeah, it worked out okay. I did forget to do one thing. The top of the drawer here, I gotta do some taping on there. I don't like it like that. So, and that's it. One thing I gotta do. Other than that, everything is good. Okay, and it, like I said, the adjustments will be made there. It just, I love that closing motion. The final adjustments of the doors will be made there. No use in doing it here because it might be off level. I have to tweak it here and there. Okay, that's it. Thank you.